Welcome to Autocraft, an episode that I decided to call Pulling Back the Curtain. There's been a lot of stuff going on over the last couple of weeks that have not been regular episodes because my regular episodes have been very, very heavy story driven. And I wanted to share some of it, but I couldn't do it in the normal format. So I'm going to kind of pull back the curtain and show you how some of the things are done and talk about some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes. A small warning though. There are likely going to be some spoilers in this that you have not seen yet. It is coming in the next episode, I promise. But I'm having some difficulty with the actual execution. And I figured out that it's because I'm asking for too much suspension of disbelief and it's kind of discombobulating to watch. So I need to address this a completely different route in order to maintain within the same structure that I've already set up without it being confusing to watch. So I apologize in advance if there are things here that you don't want to see it because I haven't revealed them officially in story canon. And if that's the case, I will put a time code down below of where you can skip to avoid the spoiler parts of the story. That being said, let's get geared up and take a flight and let's take a look. As soon as I sleep. Snore much better. As you can see, there are now catapults on the walls, one there and one there. There is something going here, but I don't want to talk about that because that is a major story spoiler. And the outside is done. And it looks... Honestly, it looks like the bottom half of a circus tent, but I'm kind of happy with it. Now, you might be asking why I'm doing things like this. This is very, very simplistic. And yes, it is. All of this is very simplistic because, let's be honest, this is supposed to be done by someone who's got limited knowledge of everything because he's basically a Viking transplanted in time and fused into somebody else's body and taking it over. But all of these structures existed or was built by the Vikings. This is a standard Icelandic turf house. And this structure is how they would do their fortifications. They were called trillibors. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm doing it wrong, someone in the comments, please tell me. They would be quite tall and they would have several longhouses. I'm calling these short houses. This is a mixture of a longhouse to a short house. Sorry, I'm rambling. They would have several longhouses in a pattern, and then they would have these little work cuts. And the work cuts themselves would literally only be from like this block to this block and only about this deep. And that would be really hard to do anything in that space. So I decided just to kind of mix the two and kind of leave it like this. I do like how it turned out in the long run because I'm trying to keep it as authentic like as possible without it really being too distorting. Because let's be honest, these kind of look like 2011 Minecraft, but it's deliberate. I did have plans for this space. I had a huge structure build planned, and I frankly don't know if there's just going to be time in the season to actually build it, which is sad, and I might do it later because I still have it. It's not quite done being designed, and I want to do it, but we'll see how much time I've got. Let's take a flight to the Nether. Now, over the course of the last couple of episodes, both Splash and Zame have graciously let me use their farms. And it is how I got a lot of the extra wood for the Crimson. The Warped, I actually did myself. And then I found out that Zame had a farm. And I went and got the bone mill and AFK'd there overnight and got all the Crimson that I needed. But that was super helpful. Otherwise, I mean, it took me 4.5 hours in decimation of an entire warp forest and then farming it myself to get enough warp wood. The Crimson is a lot more of a dangerous area with piglins and hoglins, and it was just a pain in the butt. But that was very, very gracious. This farm previously belonged to Westside Boss, who's kind of gifted it to me because I made a comment. I made a comment in my episode how expensive the carrots are. It's like, hey, I don't really play anymore. Feel free to take over the shop and have all the area. I'm like, hey, cool. Thanks, man. So I took it over. This is mine now. Welcome home. This is my new industrial district. Thanks, boss. The only thing, this is all his, basically. The only thing I did is I added all the sugarcane on the outside, and I built this farm. Anyone who's watched my series are familiar with this farm design. I've used it quite a bit. And in here, of course, I don't have my axe on me, but you can hear pistons. I added, again, my mill and pumpkin farm format down here underneath, because all the villagers are right here behind me, and I needed something to trade with. Now, the problem I'm running into is he's got them all zombified for him, but I'm still paying full prices. So it's really not conducive to actually get very efficient carrots. And I did spend some time here, and I got some, but it's very, very, very expensive. That's what this is for, actually, is to capture a zombie. So then I can, like, tether him in here and attack all the villagers. So I can cure them because I'm a nice guy. I'm such a nice guy. I not only zombify the villagers, I cure them after the fact. Anyhoozle. He's got a flower farm over here, which I have not turned on yet. And there's a quad mob spawner over here, of which I have already turned into quite a few rockets. Oh, since I'm here, I desperately need bones. I need bone meal, like something fierce. So let's fly back to the main shopping district area and have a chat about the story arc with the Dragon King. If you have find this series entertaining, please do me a favor. If you've not subscribed, please do so. I think like 85% of the views I get are people who are not subscribed to my channel. And a like and subscribe would actually help me quite a bit. I'm wanting to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and that would like help me out a lot. I also now have an Instagram that I've been posting built up there, and I stream every single Saturday on Twitch. I'm looking to do that a bit more often as well. With that, should we just plug that out of the way? Let's continue on, shall we? The story arc for the Dragon King, from the way I understand it, got a little bit more complicated than it needed to be. And so we're all very much working on tying it up for the end of the season. This... I'm sorry, Rusty, so it makes me laugh. What I said was true. From the first day I actually saw this thing, I'm like, that thing needs to be pranked. And so was given the opportunity, I totally did it. This is coming down for the end of the season, and I'm going to try and incorporate into my episode. Hopefully. I don't know. But I promise him I would take it down. There's a couple of things going on here. We've got the shopping district, which is being fleshed out quite a bit. Still things are going up. Still things are being sold. I made this. This is mine. This is going to be my rocket shop. It's the house from Up, but it's got a rocket instead of balloons. I'm really happy with this. It turned out really nice. It was inspired by Iskall, actually. He did something similar to this in Hermitcraft Season 5, I think. I remember. But I like it. I'm very happy with it. Over here, we've got the volcano. And this is going to play a role, I think. But I'm not going to go into that because that would be spoilers. And then these castles, which went up only in the last month, which are absolutely gorgeous. These are some beautiful builds. And they're fully fleshed out with interiors even. I have gotten involved in the building and designing of this things for the story arc as well. My own project of this is actually inside the mountain. I'm going to free cam. And on a live stream last weekend, actually yesterday for me, I don't know how long it'll be for the rest of you, I dug this whole thing out. And this is a template. This is what I've designed. And I'm hoping to get this hammered out this week and put together. Wow, that's fascinating. I accidentally put the beacon right through the resurrection crystal. That's kind of funny. So over here, we've got the Dragon King base. This is another massive structure going on top of this. Splashes and I hammered this one out in a live stream 2 weeks ago. That VOD's up on my channel. It took us 5 hours between the two of us to finish this off. It was quite the project. It was a lot of fun to do. It was nice to be able to sit down and stream and chat with people. It was great. Okay, so what does this mean for the next episode? It means I'm going to ask for a little bit of patience and a little bit of forgiveness, because I'm really having a hard time making it fit within the story arc, and to explain all of this in a way that actually makes sense with what our little Viking friend would actually do with it and how he would get to this point. I haven't figured out yet how to address this, considering I just barely figured out that I was asking for too much suspension of disbelief as it is. But when I do, please understand I'm doing my absolute best to tell a cohesive story that makes sense within the confines of the story. I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes of me pulling the curtain back and showing what else is going on, because there's a lot of stuff. It's just hard to fit it within the context of the regular episodes that I've been doing. It's been a lot of fun, and I will see you again, hopefully very soon. Bye for now. Oh, also, I'll probably put up time lapses for the other two builds that I completed, because I just love time lapses and they're fun to watch.